Officially the hottest day on record in Calgary. I am dying. It is so hot. But I'm still here. I have a fan going and we have no air conditioning because Canada, for the most part, is as cold as the North Pole. So it's not usually this hot at all. And so I am not used to this kind of heat, and so I apologize to everyone who is used to this kind of heat and thinks I'm a giant whiner. I accept that label, and 100% I'm gonna whine and complain because I'm not used to the heat. It's 32 degrees in my house, and I looked that up. It's like not 86.6 or 89.6 Fahrenheit, I think, inside. So I'm not enjoying myself at all as far as the heat goes. But as far as the work goes, it's going fantastic. And Scott is here, Terrence is here. Hello, you guys. Thank you so much for joining in on the stream. So I've been working away on the Hellwitch and get the submission. I'm hoping it works. Oh, you know what? I haven't downloaded it yet, Tony. I'm so sorry, but I will definitely take a look very soon. Yeah, right? No air conditioning is a whole thing. And we had an air conditioner hooked up in here, but we had to, the way it connected to the window made it so that it was just way too cold in the winter, so we disconnected it thinking we wouldn't need it, and now I'm just like, oh. Hello, Philip. Thank you so much, Tony. I really appreciate all the work you're doing on it. You're fantastic. Okay, so I do have to. Hello, Gabriel. Hello, Kevin. Thank you guys so much for joining for this stream. I really am hoping that I can wrap this one up tonight. There's still quite a bit to do, but maybe it'll work for me to be done with it. We'll see. But you're amazing, Tony. But anyway, at least you guys can see what I'm working on, follow along on my thought process, and I hope you enjoy it. If you have any questions about coloring, feel free to ask. I'm still learning, so anything I've learned is most certainly going to be fresh in my mind, that's for sure. Hello, Lino. Hello, Tyler. Oh, that is so cool, Scott. Yay! I'm so glad that it looks good. I'm looking forward to seeing it as well. I guess that there's been covers made as metal comic book covers, but I've never seen an actual metal print size of my work before, so that's exciting. Okay, so I've been working today, mostly I've been working on the throne and trying to get the glow and the like shiny blackish stone mixed with the glow in there. So what I have been using, just finding it, is my trusty color wheel. So I got this at Michael's years ago when I was halfway considering myself a painter. The painting, I didn't get very far in it because I went into comics instead. But yeah, I got this for painting actually, but it's come in really handy now that I've started to color. Hey Steve. Hey Lino. No, I'm not done. I'm still working on it. Alright, so with the color wheel, I wanted to do blue as the background color. And so then, well, actually, no. I planned out the throne first. And because I knew I wanted the throne to have orange, lava-like veins in it, I got orange on the color wheel, and then the complementary color to that is blue, so that's how I chose the blue background. And to give the black of the throne a bit of a blue-black look to it. And I'll zoom in and show you guys what I mean. It is slightly bluish. All the highlights are blue. And I discovered a new brush. And since I'm kind of new with Photoshop and new with all of those things, correction, I am not new to Photoshop at all. But I'm new to using Photoshop as a professional colorist. So, when you're using Photoshop to fix up line art, you pretty much stick to 1 or 2 brushes and an eraser. When you're working as a colorist, obviously so many more brushes are opened up to you as far as what's appropriate to use. And I discovered one just this week, and I love it. And I seem to be doing that with all of my digital colors lately. It may be a real newbie mistake, and in 5 years I can check back in with you guys, and perhaps I'll be like, yeah, to just obsess over a brush is like such a noob thing to do. I may do that, but for right now I am 100% in love with this one particular brush. And so Terrence, I'll answer your question in just a second. So this brush is what I use for the smoke in the background. I used it for the smoke in the foreground, and it's just called like wet brush. Yes, it's called Spatter Super Wet 2. And it's just a free brush that comes with the Photoshop Creative Cloud download. So I'm not being very original at all, but the brush is so good. and it makes this amazing smoke look. And I love it. You have to play around with the opacity and the size of the brush and the format that the brush is in. Like, you can have it in normal, or you can have it in, you know, color dodge, or all these different things. And then also the layer properties. I've messed around with both of them to get this look. And then on the throne, what I did is I used the exact same brush. Again, maybe a newbie mistake, but I'm really liking it right now. So I used the exact same brush, but then in order to get like slightly stone-ish, marble-esque texture to it, I followed some of the lines that were randomly created by said brush that I'm so into. And I got one of my more normal, just like a soft pencil brush, basically. And I put in, you know, darkness and shadows in there to actually create a bit more texture. So all of these kind of little veiny lines that aren't the main ones, those I put in manually just by kind of following the look of the big wet spatter brush that I'm using. And it makes it really handy, because then, you know, it kind of starts suggesting to you by its crazy cloudy smooshiness where to put some of the detail. It's way too easy for me to just full on dive into the detail and go too far. So I'm trying to make sure that I don't go too far, and as you can see, I missed a flat. So I'm gonna need to go in and fix that particular part, because right here is still the flat colors. And that's the thing, when you put in so much detail and little spots, I have to go in and select them all, right? And it's easy to miss stuff. Oh, thank you so much, Gabriel. Yay, I'm glad you like it. Terrence, 100% I get artist block. The thing that helps is to just keep going. I actually posted about it on my page. So if you scroll back a bit, there's a whole post where I was going through artist block, and a bunch of other artists and people on my page posted what they do that helps them during artist block. The main thing though for me is kind of artist block or not, that deadline is coming, and I have to sometimes just keep pushing through and just keep going. It really helps when you do that, even if you've just set up the deadline for yourself. So in all intents and purposes, it's not hard and fast. You don't have a publisher waiting on you. Still, you've got that end point that you've set on yourself. And that kind of thing sort of, I think, helps to not indulge yourself in the block. I feel like, and I'm not saying to like stick your head in the sand and be completely not acknowledging what you're going through, because that's good too, to realize, okay, it's not that I'm a horrible artist and the world is ending. I'm hitting a dry spell. I'm not getting what I want out of this, or I'm not thinking of the idea, or whatever the case may be. I lost my train of thought. So anyway, the main thing is to just keep going and don't indulge it. Because I've had times where I have the time, even if I'm on a deadline, to indulge my woe is me, and it makes the situation worse, is what I was trying to get at. So sometimes it's almost better to just be like, you know what, I'm just not gonna go there, and I'm gonna carry on and keep drawing. And if this isn't working, scrap it and start something new. Instead of just beating your head against the wall with the like almost depression that can come on when you're in a real block like that. So in my opinion, the times that I have done the best at going through artist block is when I'm like, Dawn, I do not have time for this. Just stop indulging this, stop feeling sorry for yourself, and get your butt moving. And then I seem to just get over it a lot quicker. It's when you can kind of do the woe is me for a long time that it becomes almost a trend, and then you tank. But that's just me. Yeah, thank you so much, Tranquil Miss. I am roasting. It is the hottest day in recorded history in Calgary. So yeah, I'm just wearing like, it's the only time I'm ever in shorts, because I don't like wearing shorts. I'm very much a pants person, but I'm dying. Okay, yes, Anthony, I'm talking about artist block. Sorry about that. My pleasure, Terrence. Hey, David. Okay. Sorry, it is so hot. I'm going to be drinking water like crazy. All right. So here we go. I will start with working on the spots that I missed, that I forgot to select. So again, I'm going to my flats layer, and it is locked. So that means I can't do any drawing on it. Because if I start drawing on the flats layer, then, you know, it ruins the flats and I can't select them cleanly anymore. I'm just checking to see if there's anywhere else that I missed the flats, or that I missed selecting. No, it seems like it's just that spot. Okay, see you later. Yes, you got here halfway through my ranting. Sorry, Anthony. All right, there is going to be a bar across her bust, and that is to stay within the rules of Twitch and I'd imagine YouTube, where this will get replayed later. This is the risque version, but I'm going to be keeping that bar there so that I can stream the process of this cover and I don't have to skip it. So hopefully the little bar isn't going to get me in trouble, but I don't think that it will. All right, so all I have to do is just fix this little tiny spot. All right, so I'm on the right brush, and I'm just going to select the general color of what I was working with. And actually, that's in the orange underpaint. Thank you, David. Oh, you're amazing, True Dead Man. Thank you. You know what? I thought about doing the flowers, and that was my initial plan. But then I just was in a hurry for getting this posted on Instagram, so I stuck the bar there, and the bar has stayed. All right, so that's good enough. It's as long as it doesn't stand out, we're fine. Now, I was working on putting some highlights, and I'm kind of messing with the idea of having breaks in the glow so that it shines over more of her butt. I'm not sure if it's working. It might make her butt look lumpy, and I'm not really trying to do that. You know what? I have no idea, Terrence. I haven't really thought about that. All right, so I'm working on these portions in the background. So it's just the back of the throne, basically. And I don't want it to stand out too much. I don't want it to look incredibly busy. But then also at the same time, it needs to stand out from the background. So it's kind of that balance. And I've kind of gone back and forth if I want to put the veiny lava stuff in the background or not. And I've kind of been leaning to not. But I'm gonna sit on that for a while, because if I feel that it needs more glow, I will add the veins in throughout the whole thing. The highlight looks great. You guys are awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much, David. No lumpy butt. Yeah, we don't want a lumpy butt. That's for sure. Okay. So I'm just going to pull out a few little highlights on the background, and I'm not going to use my super wet brush for this. I'm going to use just your basic soft round pressure brush. And it is affected, the size is affected by how much pressure I put on it. And then I'm just going to mess with the opacity a little bit, because I don't want this to be too strong. I just want it to be a minor highlight to help it stand out from the background. What, did I just, no? Okay. Hey, so nice that you could make it, Quantum Priest. And Juan Solo. All right, I need to go get, I think Quantum Priest is Chance Carter, right? I hope. I'm just going off memory, and I really am bad with names. I'm not going to lie. All right, so I'm just going to make it a little bit lighter here. Okay, that's good color, but too strong. Oh, yay! Hey, Kelleth! Alright, I'm switching to a hard brush, but the opacity is pretty low. I don't want it to look too smooshy back here. No, you're Anthony. Yes, I'm gonna make it to Tucson. I'm so excited. And then just this evening, like 15 minutes before I went live, I got a notice from Emerald City Comic Con that I'm gonna make it in. Woohoo! So I'll be at Emerald City Comic Con in March 2019. Water, Lino. I'm having water this time. It's cold water because it's very, very hot inside. James, I'm so glad you made it. You guys are going to slowly see me melt. It's going to be very exciting. It's not a character. I just wanted to draw a sort of, what's it called again? It's not steampunk, cyberpunk. And I just wanted to, like, draw some random cyberpunk chick that I made up. There's no story behind the character. I just felt like drawing that style of clothing. And I wanted her hair to be pink just for fun, and I was in a real pink mood when I did that cover. That's pretty much the extent of it. There's like literally no other point or a message besides I was in a mood. Yes, single glove. That's right, Lino. I'm Michael Jacksoning it. Because literally it's too hot for me to just put on another glove. Like, I have no rings on, I have no earrings on, I am so hot. That's called making a character. Oh, okay. Thank you so much for coming by for a few minutes, Chance. That's so nice of you, even though you can't stay. Have a great evening and enjoy your weekend. Oh, did I miss a question about Emerald City? Oh, I did. I'm sorry, a visual artist. I totally missed that. And Rogerio, I missed your comment too. Hello. Welcome to the stream. So, I'm just putting random scribbles here and there on this because I don't want this part to look as smooth as the top. I'm kind of trying to give a slightly different texture. So even though it's the same color, because I don't want to introduce a ton of more colors, I still want the background, I mean this like trellisy bit on the back of the throne to have a bit more of an organic look, kind of like it just grew itself. Yeah, we need the Wonder Twins. Thank you, Peter Paul. There is no name for the cyberpunk character. Like, literally, the extent of my thought process is I want to do this outfit, and I want her hair to be pink, or the cover to be pink, is pretty much it. I just wanted pink. So, as far as my deadline, which is coming up on the 15th, I am pretty confident that I'm going to make it without any stress, which is wonderful. Now, I did leave time for this cover because my patches that I end up doing for Lady Death covers, and this isn't Lady Death's fault, this is 100% mine, they're very difficult. I tend to go all out, and as such, they take me a while. And I wanted to make sure that I wasn't late, seeing as the deadline is firm. I gave myself a decent amount of time. and I definitely hope that I should make this deadline without any stress, as I said, or any like having to work all night or anything like that. So that is awesome. Okay, I'm just choosing some colors from there. Is it possible to see how you're using the computer screen? How I'm using, with the brush. I don't know what you mean, Terrence. I'm sorry. Like, what, like how I'm facing my computer screen, or I'm drawing on it. So I do have like a video, I think, on YouTube where I explain and show my desk, and that one I think shows how I use my Cintiq. That might be possible. Hey, Sir Bat Dan. What's the major? GITS. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm super sorry, Terrence. I don't think that my camera is set up to be able to show you, but I am working with a pencil, like a stylus pen, and then I am using a Cintiq 22 HD. So hopefully you can see the back of the monitor right now, but I would literally have to take apart my webcam on its stand, and I can't do that while I'm streaming to show you everything else. Oh, Ghost in the Shell, interesting, okay. Hey, Payback, how are you doing? All right, so I'm turning up the opacity and flow just a touch, because I do want some darker spots now. So that's what I'm putting in at the moment, is just a few darker ones, and I went too high. My air conditioning didn't break down. What it is I pretty much live in, at some points, Calgary is colder than Antarctica. So in general, it doesn't get very hot. We disconnected our air conditioning because we had one in our window. And then it's now, basically this whole summer has been rainy and kind of cold. But today, for some crazy reason, it's gotten, well, this week has gotten quite hot. So much so that today has officially broken it's the hottest day in recorded history here in Calgary. She does not have a belly button because she is turned. So her belly button is on the complete profile, so we wouldn't see it because belly buttons are generally indented into the stomach. We only start to see her stomach and the center line of her stomach as the top of her torso begins to twist. So we wouldn't see her belly button in this pose. Hey, Tanis. Hey, River Dragon. No worries. Yes, Peter Paul. I have a certain amount, so like, when I do Lady Death prints, they're limited edition. I have permission to do a very specific amount, which is amazing, and Lady Death really takes care of their artists, and they give us a lot of complimentary stuff, including a certain amount of prints. And right now I don't have any for the store. They are sold out. But maybe soon I'll have some. I'm trying to put a little bit more of a shadow to separate the top portion from the bottom, and really there would be shadow cast from the upper edge of the throne to the stuff below. So I'm putting in and fixing some of the highlights that I added, because some of them actually shouldn't be there. So I'm covering up where I feel the throne would cast a shadow. Does doing a stream distract me? Yes, somewhat, yes. But that's more my fault, you know. I'm still learning how to manage my time properly while streaming, and to talk while I work as opposed to stopping and talking to the camera. It's just sometimes I start to feel like it's kind of rude if I'm not looking at you guys to talk to you, and then yeah, I get really slow. But otherwise, it's really awesome, and it keeps me on task, you know, and I don't get distracted, or, you know, when I'm frustrated, like if I'm banging my head against the proverbial wall of something I'm working on, which in coloring happens a lot right now because I'm just not, I haven't gotten my groove yet when it comes to digital coloring. I get up and clean, but then sometimes I like get too into the cleaning. So I'll take like a 5-minute break and go clean something, and then I feel okay and I can come back and work. But sometimes, you know, 5 minutes turns to 10, and, you know, I've cleaned the whole bathroom or vacuumed the house or something like that, and it's like, oof, I need to get back to work. So doing streaming does keep me glued to my chair for the most part. Yeah, it does happen. So one thought I've had is down here at the bottom, I'm going to zoom in so you guys can see, I have these little round bits, and my plan for them is they're spots that can be jeweled when it comes time for this cover to be jeweled. But I have a thought, is to make these holes look like they're full of lava, and it's kind of leaking up into the back of the chair. Now, that might just be a lot of extra work, and it doesn't provide enough value to the cover itself to be worth the amount of work that it would be to do that. But it's been an idea that I've had since drawing the cover, is, you know, I wanted the lava veins going through the top of the throne, but then my thought was to have like little holes on the sides of the throne that again were almost like pools of the lava in that throne seat right there. So I'm still thinking about what I'm gonna do there. Yeah, you like that? Alright, then let's give this a shot. If everybody's liking that idea, we can try it out. Yeah, I agree, a visual artist. I think I'm slowly getting there. Alright. So that's where I'm at for now with the trellisy bit in the back. And I'll start working on this part. So this is like kind of the edge of what is this stone stuff. And then it goes into the actual cushioning of the throne. Oh, interesting. Oh, and I totally didn't see Not Star Lord's Fault's question. I'm so sorry. Oh, you don't think the molten veins? Alright, that's good to know, Gabriel. Thank you. And thank you, Kevin. And thanks for joining the stream. Oh, no worries, Tony. You're amazing. This is just fine. Oops. And again, a huge thank you to Coffin Comics and the whole crew there for giving me permission to stream the work on this cover. It's so cool of them, and a lot of trust to like let me just do my thing for everyone to see. So I really am grateful to them for allowing this. It's pretty awesome. Alright, so now I'm gonna go to my fun super wet brush, and it's somewhere down here. Here we go. Super Wet 2 is the one I really like. And I'm just gonna swatch the color I've been using. That is really awesome, David. And James, are all these names that you're doing in suggestions for that character? I don't plan on using her again. So she's just, you know, I'm not making a character of her, let's put it that way. Yeah, he sure does. It is very, very cool. So far, the companies that have allowed me permission to stream are Aspen Comics, Zenescope, Rothic, and Coffin Comics. I haven't asked anyone who has said no, and I think that they recognize that it is free advertising and all of those things. And there are, and Meredith Fitch from Image Comics. So there's been quite a few companies that that have given me permission, and it's so cool of them. I'm sorry, Kevin, if you have people that have not allowed you to stream your stuff. That's a bummer. Thank you, James. Well, that's totally fine. You can keep coming up with suggestions. I just wanted to tell you I'm not working on doing that. $44 seconds to fund. Oh, it only took 44 seconds for them to fund the whole thing. That is crazy. That is so cool, Scott. Oh, whoops, I'm on the wrong layer. It's my art book cover, so I can give you a link to it. If you click on this link, you'll see what he's talking about. That's amazing. It took 44 seconds to fund. That is crazy. Okay, now I'm going to a different brush. These are on the wrong layer that's set to too low opacity. I've already drawn the outfit version, but I haven't colored it yet, James. I'm working on this one first. Hey, Tom. No worries. No one is like, I'm not checking my watch, making sure everybody's on time. It's awesome that you guys make it when you can make it. Okay, so now I'm going back to my super wet brush, but I'm going to use a slightly smaller version of the brush. Wait a minute, where is it? Okay, here we go. And this slightly smaller, it's a little bit more of a dense smoosh, I guess. And I'm going to try to use it on these little stones here. Now, I'm going to try a glow down here, but on all these dots, if I feel that it's taking away from the horned part, I'll remove them. So they're kind of still, they need to prove themselves. Of course, Juan, go to sleep. 100%. Okay, so I have it, this layer is set to screen mode, and I have the brush set to color dodge mode. And that's to make it get really nice and bright. As you see, the more I put on it, the brighter it gets. Thank you, Rabbit Blue. Yeah, it's the thing about it is I think they're working to try to incorporate some rules for art. At least that's what it said when I looked it up. I think art being on Twitch is something kind of slightly newish for Twitch. And they said that they're still working on trying to find a way to make it work. They just haven't been able to work it out yet or something like that. Okay, I think it detracts from the whole thing. And when you look at the cover, all you see is those dots. I don't think they're working for me. Oh, really? That's so sweet. I haven't seen the whole video. Well, I watched a bunch of it, but it was like when everyone was going to sleep, so I didn't have the volume on. So I need to go back and rewatch it. Yeah, it's pulling my eyes as well. It's not working. I think even glowing like that is too much. Which is odd, because I did have it I was planning for it to glow kind of, but yeah, it's not working for me. Okay, see you later, Terrence. I'm so glad that you enjoy them. Fire crystal nipples. Hi, Kylie. Devin, I actually try to reduce the amount of layers once everything is done. Some, because of the layer property, it has to remain on its own, but for the most part, I try to work with as few layers as possible, because otherwise it's so easy to lose something in a layer, and you need to work on that again, and you can't find it and stuff like that. But there's times when I'm running like 14, 15 layers. But I'm trying not to go too layer crazy. A visual artist, that is when I do traditional or digital. So it very much depends on what medium I'm using. So when I'm working digital, yes, I do prefer a smoother, more airbrushed look, especially because I'm working with line art and coloring line art, so I'm not digitally painting. And then for traditional, I use Copic markers, watercolor, colored pencil, and those, of course, have a lot more of a natural, traditional brushed look. No, Kylie, I did that earlier today. Sorry. I usually start, Devin, with having it in the same file. And I keep what I need to keep, and then I save, and then I delete what I'm not planning to keep, and I save it out as a separate file. But it's still a toss-up in my mind. Patches are like just their own special animal, and honestly, they're really complicated, and I don't feel like I've found the perfect way to handle them. So I'm still kind of trying out different methods to see what's the most efficient way to do it. Right now, yes, I'm saving it as a separate file and just kind of starting over wherever I have to. So keep what I can, discard what is not relevant to the patch file, and then save it as a new file. Is kind of what I'm doing now. Okay, I'll see about blue lights, but I think it's just any light in general is gonna detract. It may have been better if I had not put any of those circles in there, and I may just erase them from the line art, seeing as I can do that. I drew it, so I can make those kind of decisions. I think it's a little harder if you didn't draw the work. You have to kind of stick to the pencils. But in this case, they just may not fit. It may have been an idea that doesn't quite work. Oh no, don't apologize. That's 100% what I'm here for, Devin. Okay, well, for now, I'm happy with it, so I might just erase those circle lines that I put in and leave it as it is. And I think that that's probably for the best, because it's a necessary evil. I mean, it's not an evil portion of the cover or anything like that, but it's necessary. I needed that support structure to carry the throne, to complete the throne, but it's not really something that I'm trying to accentuate. For all intents and purposes, it's a background. It's there because it's there, but I don't really want to bring it out. If I'm going to accentuate something, I want to accentuate the main elements of the cover, and that is just there. So I don't want it to look unfinished, but then at the same time, I don't want to go too far and make it stand out too much. So for now, I'm just going to leave it as is. Oh, thanks, Devin. Can they be changed to gemstones without the glow? Yes, that's possible. That's why I drew them there, was for it to be a spot for them to stick stones, because it's going to be a jeweled cover. My safety glove. I find it necessary, yes, because your skin, or at least my skin, and from other artists I've talked to, it's the same. It sticks, you know? So like I go to draw, and I'm drawing on this particular monitor surface. It's kind of has a slick surface, and so think about sticking your hand on glass, for instance. And just put your bare hand on glass, and then try to be like moving it all around with a smooth motion without it like going and getting stuck on the glass. That's what this is for. I can move all around with a smooth motion without it sticking. Oh, okay, thank you, Gabriel. Yeah, the gloves are really handy, aren't they, Tony? The ones that I use are cotton. So think of like a really thin cotton t-shirt. And that's what I'm using right now. And they're as cool as can be, and they're very comfortable. So I'm really, really loving on these ones. Yeah, it's true. It is a monitor cleanser. There's no fingerprints on it, that's for sure. Alright, so right now I'm taking a very smooth brush. And what I'm going to be doing now is putting in some of the shadowing on the back of the seat. So right now it's just going to be a very smooth brush, not a ton going on. But I'll go to slightly harder brushes with a bit more opacity soon. Because I still need to sort of try a few different things. I had lots of different thoughts as far as what kind of softness or texture I was going to give to the cushioning. I did think about doing like the pin cushion style, you know, like where on the back of a couch, for instance, there's the buttons in it, and so it goes into, it forms the little mounds. I don't know what that's called, but think of a Victorian chair, for instance. I was thinking about doing that, but then again, I don't want detail behind her to detract from her. So that's why I didn't put those pins in the cushioning. Tufted, there we go, thank you. It's a sock I cut a hole into, nice. Alright, and since I have basically 2 light sources on this cover, 3 if you count the stained glass window in the back, but again, I'm not trying to make that one really stand out. So really, I have a downward facing spotlight, basically, which is what's casting all these like bright white hot spots on her skin, and then I have the glow of the lava veins that's putting the rim light on her. And what I mean by rim light is this strong yellow light on the side. So that's the rim light. So in my opinion, the rim light wouldn't really be casting a ton of glow on the cushioning, but the downward facing light would a little bit. So I'm just swatching that color right there. And I'm going up a little bit on my color palette thingy right there. And I'm going to put some highlights in this. I'm thinking kind of like velour for the couch. So it's not going to pick up a ton of highlights, but it'll be softer highlights on it. If you were doing something with, say, satin or this polished stone here, the highlights are really strong and focused onto a certain spot. But when you're doing something like velour or suede, for instance, where there's no real smooth spot for there to be a pop of highlight like, say, latex would have, it's a lot more of a diffused highlight. So that's what I'm going for on the couch, and it kind of gives a variance in texture. The horned portion of her throne is pretty much smooth and polished, and as such there's going to be that sheen of marble, for instance. The sides or the trellis portion is a little bit more gnarly, a little bit more raw and wood-like, and then there's the smooth suede style look to the actual cushioning. So it brings in a few different textures and just gives some visual interest, kind of. Oh no, I'm so sorry you're sick, Kylie. It's true, David. Tom, any cookies are welcome. They sound delicious. Thank you so much. Hey Kylie, it's 32 degrees Celsius in my room right now. Oh, okay, see you later, Scott. Have a great weekend. Yes, hence the clothes. That's right. And my hair is up. I have no rings on because it's literally just too hot. And one glove because, again, only what is necessary at this point. I do. I have a fan right on me. It's literally pointed directly at me. I feel like I'm gonna sneeze. Oh, that's a good idea, Keebler. Thank you. Right, Kylie? I'm with you there. So I haven't colored her back leg yet, which is why it's kind of disappearing right now. I will put highlights on her back leg shortly. It's just one of those things that wasn't quite on my must-do now list. And I haven't worked on her wings at all. Oh my god, you fell asleep in the walk-in freezer? That is terrible.
Just forget the word underneath the stars. I am here with you now, flying here like this with you. All the worries gone forever in this moment.
I'll see you later, James. Oh, thank you so much, Kylie. So right now I'm just doing soft, like a rough sketch for this portion where I'm going to be putting more shadowing. And I want it to look a little bit softer since it does have the weight of her body on it. And there would be a bigger shadow cast from the fact that her entire body is casting a shadow, not just her feet. Thank you so much, Blayside. Oh no, Blaisdale. I'm so sorry. Thank you, and thanks for the host. Tony, no, I don't plan on doing Silicon Valley this coming year. At least I haven't planned on it yet. Don't drink in art. Yeah, I don't drink in art. No can do. Or were you saying that you don't drink in art, Kylie? You're awesome, Tom. Oh, okay. Ooh, I love carne asada. Yummy! Oh, man. I'm so stupid. I was getting my highlight color and then I just clicked away from it like a crazy person. Tyler, I haven't worked that far into next year, to be perfectly honest. Right now I'm working on the March and April shows, pretty much. I think that's all I'm working on. I am working on signing up for Denver Comic Con, and that one I believe is in May. I just need to finish my application because it's a little more complicated. Yeah, I do not drink and art. It's not a combination. Plus, I'm a massive lightweight. I'm a one drink person. Maybe I'll have two, but that is 100% the most, and it has to be a pretty weak drink. So this part is directly facing the light source, at least the one that's coming straight down. So that's why it's going a little bit brighter right here. But everywhere else is not going to be quite so bright. Oh, that is so cool, Blaisdell. I would love if you made it. I'm just putting deeper shadow there because, again, it's not facing the light at all, so it would get quite a bit darker. All right, saving again. Alright, let's work on the jewels and the harness, because I haven't, excuse me, done any work on that yet. And I colored it purple, but I think I might go for black. At least I think I'm the one that toned it purple. Oh, whoops. Okay, so I'm just doing fill with foreground color, and there we go. Nice and black. Rubies or garnets? I don't know. I'm just doing a purple stone because I think it works with what she's wearing and her general color scheme. Right here, it's really picking up the light. So right now I'm just using like a desaturated purple, but then I'm gonna go in and make it really light afterwards. Oh, love you, Kylie. I hope you feel better soon. Thank you for hanging out for a bit, love. Alright, so now I'm making the brush a little bit smaller and I'm going to do some direct pops. Don't like that one. Was not working for me. Sorry about that if the daylight's freaking you out. It stays bright here till about 10, generally. Oh, hello, Keeman. I'm doing great. I hope you're doing well. Alright, so now I'm going to choose a slightly sharper brush. I may actually just do a hard pressure brush, and let's see how shiny I can get away with, or I have the confidence for. Let's see. Yeah, daylight till 10. Though we have passed the summer solstice, so it could be it could get darker a little sooner. We'll have to wait and see. Will. Thank you so much for stopping by. Oh yeah, I'm so sorry, PSN. We have so much fire smoke right now here too. It's like an extremely foggy day. We're not as close to the fires as you are, I can imagine, but there's a lot of forest fires around here. So it's like, it smells like a campfire here, and it's so foggy with smoke. It's crazy. Oh my god, it's raining ashes for you guys. I am so sorry. That is not great. Thank you, Travis. So sorry, Tony. Yeah, someone posted a picture on Facebook yesterday. It was like an aerial shot of the fires and what they're looking like right now from like above the clouds. It is crazy. With me doing the colors, I haven't counted, Gabriel, and honestly, I'm kind of afraid to at this point. I'm just kind of like chalking it up to a learning experience, and it takes what it takes. I know that to pencil a cover, I counted one time, and it takes me about 13 hours. To color one, I haven't checked, and I don't want to know. Yeah. Oh, did you see that picture? That is insane. Oh, I'm just struggling on this one spot. I can't get it to do what I want it to do. I'm also a little bit of a chicken when it comes to strong highlights. I'm not gonna lie. It's still something I'm working on gaining confidence in, if that makes sense. Oh, thank you, a visual artist. And hopefully over time, I will get better and faster. That's really the goal, and why I'm taking on coloring my own work in the first place, is to improve and, you know, have it be just another thing under my belt that I can do. But, you know, there's the learning curve. So that's what I am currently keep swimming in. You live near the fire? Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, Blaisdell. Thank you, Gabriel Black. I really appreciate it. Just keep swimming. Sorry, everyone. I have 3 children. I've seen Nemo more times than you can imagine, and a lot of my mom jokes are gonna very much be, you know, Disney related. So bear with me. My God, what is happening? It's just not working for me right now. Maybe I just need to change the brush. You're a natural blue. I love that, Tom. Yeah, it is. It's making it hard to... Oh, it's the black rectangle. I thought you were talking about the little triangle on the harness. Lol. Yeah, I'm gonna have to see what I've colored underneath once I'm off Twitch. Oh, really? Yes, Disney references. Lots and lots of those. Okay. Now, I guess it's time to work on the jewels, the studs, and the panties. Okay, well, let's do the studs first. I wasn't planning on making them gold, but I kind of realized I sort of need to, because the casing for the jewels is gold, and I made them that way. So I think it's in keeping with the rest of the cover. There's quite a bit of like bronzy gold colors represented all over the place, so it'll just keep it in a proper theme. Thank you, Philip. Alright, I changed to a slightly softer brush. Thank you so much, Keith. A visual artist, you know what? I actually don't know a ton about this character either because she's new-ish. But she is a... Actually, you know what? I have a whole document about her. Okay, the publisher is Coffin Comics. So she was in Lady Death, and then I believe now she's getting her own series. And I have some information on her, which is really helpful, and what I was given before I started this project. So let me get that. Alright, so I'm opening up a document. How do I hide the marching ants? I hit Control H, and that hides them. Because, yeah, they drive me nuts. Oh, okay. Good night, Juan. Link 7... 173. I haven't used it, but I have heard that there's the open source program called the GIMP, I believe it is, that is kind of a Linux version of Photoshop, more or less. Again, bear in mind I've never used it before, so I don't know. But yes, that would probably be the one that I would recommend to get started on. There's probably lots more that I'm just unaware of. I've just been using Photoshop forever. But yeah, just actually look it up sometime. Just look it up on Google or something like that. Do a search to try to find which one would be the best to use that's open source. Okay, she's a native Hellborn, was born in Hell. She rose up to become the queen of her hive. She's a villain, very aggressive. She has wings. Hellwitch was born in Hell, but she's not satanic or demonic. Demons are her natural enemy. And then there's certain descriptions about her character. Honestly, I don't really know, Link. I'm so sorry. Oh yeah, okay, I've tried Paint Tool Sai and it is quite good. So that one I would recommend, actually. Good night, Rogerio. Have a good night's sleep. Thank you, Gabriel Black. You know what? Her piercings are silver, so I could have gotten away with doing silver in all of these pieces. And you know what? I might just change it to silver. Yep, I think I'm going to change it to silver because I realize her piercings are all silver. So then at least it'll be in keeping with what she already has. Yeah, I love me my hotkeys. Alright, so I'm going to take the saturation down on all of that. I might hike up the lightness. Okay. I'm going to do... Control L is for levels, and I'm just going to make the darker parts darker and the lighter parts lighter. So at least I don't lose any work that I already did. So, yay, they're switched to, they're switched to silver now. And I prefer silver to gold anyway, so I'm happy. Awesome. Weird. There's still kind of a yellowy hue. I'm going to take the saturation down a little bit more. Hike up the lightness. Alright, and then I'm just getting a shadow again, and I'm going to repeat some of that work. And honestly, this will help with a little idea I have, because the stones think, you know, I'm gonna kind of handle them like purple glass, for instance. So I want the light to go into them and then create a little bit of like a purple light coming out of them underneath, because the light source that I'm using is coming from the top. So it would make a little bit of a purplish glow on the silver, which I think will work a lot better than purple on gold, so yay. Oh, I'm so glad that a bunch of you have great ideas for Link. Thank you so much. Alright, now I just need to fix the gold grommets that I put on her harness. Make those silver. Alright, let's do the stones. And I'm going to use a pretty hard brush for the stones. I'm so sorry, Link. That's terrible. By all means, please follow me if you haven't already. And I really try to answer as many questions as possible. And also, the community of people here on my streams are all just absolutely amazing. I love all of you that follow me, and there's so many artists on my streams with me, so you'll get a lot of helpful information. And then on my Facebook page, I'm going to give you a link to it right now. Feel free to join my Facebook group, because that's there for you to post your work, works in progress, talk about what you're learning in your personal art. So by all means, feel free to join that as well. We try to be a really fun, encouraging, supportive community there. So you're more than welcome to join us there as well. Well, it's entirely up to you, Link. You don't have to. Oops. So the thing I found with jewels is to really... Oh, thank you, Will. The thing I found with jewels is to, you know, they're at least cut ones. They're flat surfaces, right? And they are highly polished, and as such, they really, really catch the light or very, very much show off a shadow, depending on which angle is facing the light and which one is not. So I've found that I have to be pretty bold with my coloring of stones. For right now, I'm going to put the inner glow and kind of do the softer shadows, and then I'm going to go on top of them with harder cuts, which I'm going to lasso manually. So for right now, it's just going to be the soft stuff. And then I'll let you guys know when I'm going into the cuts. So I'm going to use Color Dodge, at least I'm thinking I will, a softer brush. And I'm going to take the opacity down on the brush a little bit. Yes, Link, that is what I have worked on. It's not all of it. I still haven't gone through all of my folders to put up work, and then some stuff is old and I don't want to put it up there. But yes, it's running through work that I've done. Some of it is interior pages for comic books that I work on. Others are covers, others are commissions. Hey, Kara made it! Hello! I used to use Painter duct tape. Way back when I used Painter. It was your jam. Yeah. Okay, now I'm going off color dodge and just back to normal. Are you asking me what made me switch to Photoshop? Or are you talking to Devin? And thanks for hanging around, Link773. I really appreciate you stopping by. Have a good one. Okay, time to start actually doing cuts now. Good night, Will. Yeah, it's 9:16, and I guess it is starting to get a little bit dark here. Right, Kara? It's like the pasty bar. So I feel like really strong highlights that are a little bit like a gradient really help to make it to make that spot look almost glossy or glass-like in its highlight on gemstones. Yes, I'm so looking forward to it cooling off tomorrow. Oh my god. Really? Artgerm uses Painter? I didn't know that. No way, Kara. The AC died at your work. That is the worst. Alright, so now I'm going to move on to some of the other portions that I've manually selected, and I just need to manually select some others. So, that's so awful. I'm so sorry, Kara. It's 32 degrees in my room right now, so I can't even imagine what it was like at a restaurant. That's so rough. That is so cool about Artgerm. I had no idea. So I'm just trying to choose little portions of the stones that I feel wouldn't be catching much in the way of light. I love that Art Germ Catwoman cover. That is crazy. I didn't even think of that, Devin. That's awesome. Hello, Rathman. Okay, so I think I'm happy with the stones right now. One thing that's really going to make a difference is once I start actually putting in the color holds. And I showed that to you guys a little while ago. And the color holds is what makes everything kind of come together. So I'm really looking forward to working on those. But I usually leave those kind of to one of the last things that I do. So I'm not working on that quite yet, but it will really make all the colors work, in my opinion. Thank you, PSN. So is an oven. Oh, that's hilarious. Hello again, Lino. Alright, so the stones are finished. The harness is done. And I just need to do the panties now. And this is actually starting to come together. Yay! Then it would have this highlight on it. So it's places like this. I don't know if you guys can see that, but that line being black right there really throws off the smooth highlight line. And the black lines for the silver and the stone make it so that it just doesn't have that crystalline, clear, more natural look to it. So I'm looking forward to, and it's kind of a fun part for me to do the color holds to make the lines a little more in keeping with the color that they are representing, I guess. So maybe that's why I save it for the end, because it's the fun part for me. And that's not a good enough reason to leave it until the end, so maybe I'll color hold sooner. But anyway, now I'm going to fill in her eyebrows, because as you can see, it needs a little bit of color there. And then I'm going to start working on her horns. Whoop whoop! You wouldn't mind jeweled panties, that's true. So, the beauty of flats, I can select her face all in one shot. And let's get a nice dark desaturated color for her eyebrows. So a rule of thumb for all of you men out there that don't fill in your eyebrows a little bit, you always should go a couple shades, like 1 or 2 shades lighter than your natural hair color, if you're gonna fill in your eyebrows. So for her, I would go take a dark brown, the darkish black purple color that I'm using, and I would just take it a little bit more desaturated and slightly lighter. And I'm just lightly filling it in the direction of her hair. Because I don't want her to look like just big, dark, unnatural looking marks on her eyebrows. I want them to look natural, just a little bit more enhanced than natural. So there we go. It just adds in a little bit, fills it in without making it be like, here's Hellwitch and her eyebrows, you know? I don't want to go that far. Now this particular version of the cover is taking me a while, but I'm hoping that with the next one, because a lot of these things are figured out, the wings aren't going to change. Her skin tone and the features of her face aren't going to change. The throne itself isn't going to change. Even if I adjust the colors, I don't have to recolor it. So the only thing I'm going to need to recolor, hopefully, is the dress. But everything else, the tones will already be there. So that's going to make it really nice and easy. Oh, awesome, Tom. Have tons of fun. Thank you so much for hanging out for a while. Lots of love to your fiance. Who's the baby? Love it. Nope. Okay, I had a momentary, I got lost. Forgot what was my next plan of things to do. Oops. Oh, but it's so much fun, Tom. Hello, Silver Sloth. Thank you, Keith. It's okay, I knew what you meant, Silver Sloth. All right, so the horns are going to be a little interesting because of the way that the light is coming. And the horns kind of curve forward, back, and forward again. They're not horns that curve out. So because the light at this particular point is coming directly down, and the horns are coming forward right there, they'd almost be casting a shadow on themselves. So I kind of need to have the light in the right place to actually make these look shaped the way that they're supposed to be shaped. Oh, see you later, Duct Tape. Thanks for hanging out for a while. Good night, Tom. Bring a baby. Oh, thank you, a visual artist. I kind of made just an oversized Joker plushie. Don't like any of that. Good night, Tony. Thank you so much again for flatting this piece. You did amazing. And I'm looking forward to checking out the patch version. I'll probably check it out tomorrow. Thank you so much. A visual artist. I broke into comics because I had a friend of mine who I've known since I was a kid, and she contacted me because she was turning some of her novels into a comic book series. And so she asked me if I would consider drawing some of the comic books for her. And I was like, no, I just had a baby. I'm not looking to do art right now. I'm really not good enough. And she wouldn't take no for an answer. So I started working with her, and that's she created the comic book company called Rothic. And I still do interiors for some of her series. And then I do covers for other people. So I kind of got into comics by working with someone who was starting a comic book company. Oh, thank you, David. I completely forgot that there was the about one. I really appreciate you guys when you command the Moobot. You're awesome. So I realized at the beginning I was going too light on her horns. So I'm, instead of using the, like creating myself a new highlight color, I just used the base tone that I had there as the highlight. Hey Robert, you never need to apologize. It's so awesome that you made it. I hope everything's good with you and Kathy, and that you're feeling good. Forest Lord, why didn't it work? Maybe it's the Forest Lord, Philip. You are amazing, David. Thank you so much. So because this portion of her horn is facing the orange glow, I'm going to put some of the orange glow on the horn right there. The Forest Lord is here! Yay! Alright, so Skin and Throne Glow, I'm going to use the same file, or like the layer, because I'm not sure that I'm going to keep this orange glow on the alternate version. So that's why I've got all the orange and the yellow on its own layers, so that I can adjust the colors without, you know, trying to work with a bunch of different ones at the same time. Bubbles, thank you so much for joining. And thank you for liking my work. I'm going to take the opacity up a little higher on the brush because I'm just having to duplicate work way too much. Guys, I really love it that you're doing the Moobot commands. Thank you so much. Will, Jinhan Labs, I do have a masking look. It's just hidden because the marching ants drive me crazy. Hi, Lino. Yeah, I find the marching ants extremely distracting. Just trying out a bunch of different ways on how to get the glow on these horns. I'm finding it a little bit confusing. Of course I can, Devin. I'm just not entirely sure what you want me to do. Like, basically turn on every layer one at a time so everyone can see what I've done. Is that what you mean? Okay, sure. Will do. Okay. So, I'm going to turn off bunch of layers off. Okay. So, this is where we start. And then I still need to work with this, but I have like a grunge texture that I'm going to use and build into the background wall. So there's my grunge texture. This is the glow that I have. And then these are the flats. Oh, you know what? Maybe I'll turn on the line art. That might actually be helpful. So here's the line art. And then there's the flats. So this is what Tony does. He's on the Twitch stream a lot. Oh yeah, thank you. Okay. There we go. And I also have like a faux shirt on her. Okay, so there's the color layer, at least the base tone color layer. So that is what the actual color layer is. And then I have some extra orange put on there. That's the glow layer. That's the lip layer. The lip piercing, because it needs to be on top of the lip layer. That is an additional glow on her skin and hair. Orange shine on the inside of the throne, like on the inside of the horns, and then this is the orange smoke glow that's coming out from the throne. A shine on her eyes, and then just the boob cover one. So that's the progression of layers. I don't have like my progression of stages of work, but that's everything that's layered on top of itself to make this piece as it is now. Yeah, it is. And I keep some things separate until I settle on having it there. So I'll do like tests. Some of these things I'm still not sure if I want it as bright as it is or whatever. And so I'll test things just to see what they're like. And then I leave it there and I think about it. And once I decide that it's good, then I'll merge it into the main color layer and it can stay. Oh, my pleasure, PSN. And I'm glad you enjoyed that, Devin and Pink Bubbles. Thanks, guys. Sorry, Kara, that sucks. Oh, and then there's some things like glow layers that need a different kind of layer property in order to make that vivid glow. So that's why those are on their own layer. Also, I do keep things separate because I'm going to be recoloring it again. And so some of these like side lights and rim lights may not remain the same color. Like right now I have an orange rim light, but I have it on its own layer just in case on the other version I decide to make that orange glow that's coming out like all this lava. I might make it like green or blue, and I've been thinking about changing the color. So keeping those things separate means that I can make those kind of adjustments on the alternate version without having to recolor it. Hey, Mark! So this one isn't facing as close to the light, so that's why I'm doing a lot more of a gentle glow on this horn, as opposed to that pretty strong light that's on the other horn, because this one isn't as close. Hey Hans, I'm glad you made it! And Mark Riojas. Oh, interesting. My face cam was being strange. Sorry, you guys, and I can't really see it, so I didn't even notice. Oh, Devin, yes, there's going to be transparency. There's going to be smoke going behind them and in front of them. They're still in flats. Oh, brought me some cold water. Thank you, hun. Oh my god. Oh, so nice. It is so hot, people. I can't even. So nice. Dan is amazing. Thank you so much. He actually put water in the fridge to fill up my bottle, like an amazing, wonderful person. When is Lyndon going to bed?
We're gonna start on now and
Okay, well, keep me posted when I need to come. It was almost 40. Yeah, it's, I think today was, no, he brought, I don't know, something and filled up my water bottle for me. Today was, record-breaking heat for Calgary, Hans. It's the hottest day in recorded history for Calgary. Oh my god, I didn't know that South Calgary was hotter than the airport. That's crazy.
That is how I feel when the mirror shows me a stranger.
I don't know, Devin. What I do is I wait until Lady Death is done having it as a print or after they've had it for a while. I'd imagine that Coffin Comics will have it as a print first, and then I'll have it a little later. So I may not have it until like next year, maybe.
When you ain't by my side, when you don't wake up next to me, you're incomplete. I need you here tonight to cover up this empty sheet.
For sure, and I totally understand that for everybody in the US and stuff, but bear in mind, if you live in Texas or you live in Florida, which I used to live in Florida, any of those places, yes, it is so hot outside. For the most part, everybody has air conditioning in their houses. Here in Calgary, because it's usually cold, we don't have air conditioning in our houses, at least we personally don't, and so you just bake. And the houses are made to keep heat in. And none of us are used to hot weather, so I know I'm a giant whiner, but it's that hot with no air conditioning and houses that are built to not have as many windows that open and to not have air conditioning. So it's really, really hot. And we had air conditioning here and we disconnected it literally like a month ago. Like crazy people. But it's fine. It's gonna start getting cool again by tomorrow. Yeah, it's no fun. It's 32, right, for me in the house upstairs where I am currently working on a Cintiq that gets hot. So this is like working on a heater. Oh, I know. We're having a slumber party in the basement this week. And I keep carrying Sherlock down to the basement, and he'll mosey back upstairs, and then I take him down to the basement because I really don't want him to overheat. So Sherlock I'm keeping in the basement as much as he'll stay in the basement. He, you know, likes to walk around with a look on his face that is like, I could care less about you. Or I couldn't care less about you, that's the proper way. So he walks around looking like that, but he still follows me everywhere I go, you know. But he's like just far enough away from me to have the aloof, I don't give a shit type of facial expression, yet follows me around. So he does end up being where I am, and I'm on the top floor, right? Which is not, I think, a safe place for a furry animal right now. So I'm trying to lure him down to the basement with treats. Oh my god, Mike is here! Hello, Mike! You just missed me working away. Well, I'm gonna need to go, get Lyndon to sleep. Lyndon is my 8-year-old, and it's very much tradition that mommy tucks him in. So, I will be heading out and being done in a bit. But right now he's having story time. I get comps. So it's like I get a complimentary amount of prints. Okay. All right. Okay, the horns are done. Dan is reading him a story. That's right. See you later, Robert. Okay, I think that somewhere I didn't paint right there. Something is wrong. No, thank you, Mark. Oh, thank you, Mike. Okay, saving. Alright, I'm gonna work on the back leg, which I have not taken care of yet, so let's get that done. So I pretty much always start out with a soft brush. For some reason, maybe it's like me working up courage to work on this and, you know, all of that. But for whatever reason, I start with a soft brush. I really do, Keeman. I am very, very, very lucky. Dan is incredible. And so very supportive. I know I am so fortunate. Oh, hey, Andrew. Thank you for stopping in. Yay, thank you, Kylie. Woohoo! That's awesome news. I really wasn't sure if the idea was gonna work. You know what, it seems like a lot of people are having some trouble with the Twitch stream tonight. It could be my upload because it's hot here and everything is just not going great, or it could be Twitch at this time has a lot more users. I'm not sure why, but you're not the only one, Mike. Oh, you haven't had any issues? Thank you, True Deadman. It really means a lot that you guys are liking how it's turning out, seriously. So, in my opinion, because of where her feet are and that the light is coming from directly above, I think that her feet would be catching the same amount of light. So I'm going to be adding in the same lighting on both feet. Oh, hello, Kylie's mom. She said hi. Awesome. Oh, thank you, Kylie's mom. That is so nice. I'm glad you like it so far. Now I'm kind of doing a shadow from her thighs and butt that are casting this shadow onto her calves, but I don't want to make it a harsh shadow because it's close here, right at the fold of her knee, so that's where it is a harsh shadow. But as her butt is going further away from her legs, it's a much more diffused, soft shadow. So that's why it goes from a hard line to a very soft, almost gradual shadow. Okay, I will really try to remember. Karen. Well, Karen, alright. I think I can remember it. And if I don't, I so apologize. I'm so bad with names. Okay, there is a weird line on her calf, and I'm not sure. Oh, okay, it must be from here. Oh my god, I'm so ridiculous. So I've been trying to fix this calf in the foreground, right? And working on it, and I just told you guys, oh, it must be on like a different layer. No, I'm not working on that layer, so it's not selected. Classic. Alright, now both legs are selected. Late night tired brain problems. Alright, so now it's dark. It's 10:08. That makes sense. It's about right. Noob, I know, right, Mike? Alright, love you too, Kylie. Oh, I would love that. You so are. I'm always mixing up your guys' names. Here, because, you know, I keep screwing up. Okay, so the back leg is done. The foreground leg is done. I might add a little bit more lightness onto the back thigh. I think it might be a little much. It's just too dark, I think. Yeah, it sure is. So hot. Okay, so I think all that's done. Oh my god, that is very brag-worthy. Mike, a smidge jealous. That is so awesome. No, no tea time this time, Lino. It's too hot. No can do. I think once I start putting in some of the shading on the wings, the glow of this particular horn on this side will start to really pop. Yay, Kylie's back! Oh, see, now the other horn really stands out as opposed to before when it really didn't. I missed the spot. Oh, thank you so much, Hans. I think I have some copies here. Alright, so I think that this back wing, even though I was trying to put it on like a forced perspective, sometimes it takes seeing it in color to sort of see the mistake. So I don't think that it should be that short. I think that the wing should carry out beyond where it is currently. So I'm probably going to fix the line art a little bit there. But for now, I'm going to leave them like that and maybe start working on the actual bone part of the wing or something. Stream issues for you guys too. I'm so sorry. Alright, I'm just gonna save real quick. So I have to leave in about 5 minutes because it's time to get my little one to sleep, and also Dan needs to go and pick up our teenage son who is at a birthday party. So I am gonna need to go in 5 minutes. So I'll leave at 10:20 my time. Oh, you'll take a copy? Okay. Don't let me forget, Mike. Just message me and make sure that I bring some to Toronto. I mean, I'm hoping I have some. I'm pretty sure I do, though. Oh, and Devin I'm gonna see in Toronto, too. Is Devin the one that said he was taking one? No, that was Hans. Who was it that said that they wanted, Conan and Red Sonja? I can't find it. Okay, it was Hans. You will enjoy the last 5 minutes. Okay, yeah, it was Hans. I'm sorry. I'm trying to read back and catch who it was. Okay, so then remind me before Edmonton, Hans. Please. Ugh, my hair clip is just falling out. Oh, well, that was nice and easy. The whole thing was selected in one shot. Here's to the 5-minute warning. My brain is melted too, I'm telling you. When it's this hot, it is so, it's so hard to focus and stay put in one spot. I just want to go, like, get myself a giant Slurpee and, like, sit downstairs in the basement. Oh, thank you so much, Rabbit Blue. That means a ton. So since I've talked about lots of different textures, the kind of dinosaur boning dragon wings that she has, they are a lot more heavily textured. They're kind of gnarly, and they've got a lot more like spikes, and they look kind of like craggly bones. So for them, I am gonna go for a little bit more sharper textures and stuff like that. So that's gonna be fun. I know, but then I'd have to move my entire computer setup, and I was just like, nah. So I'm not 100% on that color. I'm gonna try, maybe take the saturation down. Yeah, I prefer that. Oh, thank you, Keith. Oh, that is awesome. Hi, Chill Hill 23. No, Kylie. I asked Brian for reference of what her wings look like, and they're a mixture of tan and browns. So the brown I had chosen was a little too on the red side for a piece like this with this much blue in the background. So I'm going a little bit more desaturated, but yeah, it's pretty earth tony colors. No, that's kind of the whole intent, because they're sort of like bird wings, but dinosaur-y. Thank you, Chill Hill. What flavor of what, Kara? Oh, doesn't matter. Oh, hello, Kylie's kids. Okay, guys, I need to leave now, so I didn't quite schedule my time perfectly, so I'm gonna sign off 2 minutes early because Dan needs to go now. So I'm gonna be heading out, but it was so fun to work on this cover with you all. I love you guys a ton. Thank you again for hanging out for this whole time. You guys rock. Yes, thank you so much, a visual artist. I appreciate that. I'm sure I'm like melting all over the screen, but oh well. Love you all a ton. Have a fantastic weekend. For anyone here in Calgary, go to your basement, get a fan, stay cool, and enjoy your weekend, everyone. I love you all. Thank you for hanging out with me. Have a good one, and I'll catch you all on Sunday. See you later. Bye.